LesAnn, I will answer because it's still my name. Hootie hoo. It's been a minute since I've done a live. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a minute. But I thought I'd come on for a second or however long my brain allows me to do this. That's how long I'm going to be on, okay? All right. So, ma'am and sir, appreciate all those who have decided to follow or subscribe or whatever you're supposed to say. Appreciate all those who come back to watch me play with fabric, because that's what I'm doing tonight. Playing with fabric, stopping a game that's playing. So I have a almost finished project on my lap. I am working on S3073. Now I'll show you here. It's just the pants, and I'm going to tell you the instructions on how to put the zipper on threw me for a loop, and so I decided to do it the way I know how to do zippers, and it's fine. Is it the direction? Is it completely okay? Probably not, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I'm actually to the point where I'm getting ready to finish it up, but I did run into a problem. The carriers that go on here, they of course weren't long enough, because I actually extended the waistband from like 1.5 inches to almost a 2-inch band, because that tends to work better for thick girls, and I tend to like it better. Plus it'll help, especially in the area of when you have a round butt. And the way this is designed, I did actually do a increase in this area to raise it up like 2.5 inches. But I figure if I gave another inch in the waistband, it would sit where it's supposed to sit. So that's what I've done. I did pretty good. Made it all the way around, and then of course I ran into a problem. The problem I ran into was one of my carriers, for some odd reason, decides to be too short. Thank you. Decides to be too short. And I say decide like it had a decision to make. I'm the one who made them. Duh. Anyway, so one of the carriers ended up being too short. So when I stitched it, it wasn't fully stitched, so I had to take it out, which y'all know once you start doing top stitching and everything, is that annoying to take something out? Yes. Did I want to go crazy? Mm-hmm. And so this, where is it at? It's over here. This is the one I got to do. So I ended up, mind you, I am almost done with this. I ended up, I had opened it up to take the carrier out and forgot that I did not. Hey, how you doing? So I ended up forgetting that I was supposed to tack this in, and guess what? It was on the floor. And I've already done understitching on this piece. So I'm about to take it out. Now I'm going to tell you that, like I said, I did not do the on, because this is S3073. This is the pattern down, the pair of pants I'm doing, which I'm glad I'm doing them because I was planning to test these out anyway for myself. And my friend, who is basically, we were both built alike. She just has a belly. That's the only difference. It's a good way to test the pattern out so I can make adjustments. So on, oh Lord, I think it's step, on step 9, the way it was describing how I need to do it, then the pictures sort of didn't match. How you doing? Didn't match what the picture was saying. I got confused. It happens. We all get a little confused when we're doing patterns sometimes, especially if it's not something we normally do. So guess what Leslie did? She just went and did it the way she felt like, and she didn't use pattern 18. It's okay. It just does not have the guard inside, but it should be fine, right? I think it'll be fine. So right now I have to do some ironing and pick out stitches so I can put this back in, which for me is annoying, but I would rather this happen now than to be in a situation where I'm completely done and realize I left a whole one off. I am working on my Juki. I do that because it's faster than my Singer over there. Hold on. My little pen cushion was on the floor. And so I'm glad that for the most part, other than that section, which was number 9, from section instructions 9 through, I say, 15, 16, that was the confusing part. Probably if I take the time and read it again, I'll get it. Because I'm going to try this pattern again. Because if y'all don't know, I am a part of the Rochelle Handmade Make 6 in 2026. And I finished one of my projects, the first project, which is a button-up shirt. It wasn't yellow, but it was button-up, okay? I am going to make a suit. So this was a great pattern to test out to see what, adjustments I need to make for myself. So I'm glad I did it. For the most part, other than that, it's good. I like the way the pockets, which you can't really see. So it's a slanted pocket, which is really nice, a slanted pocket. And I did use a different color lining on this side. But what I usually do when I don't want to make it bulky, as well as it just gives a better finish, I'll just put a piece of fabric on the corner of the pocket and still use lining on the inside. So it's not, because this is a bridal satin, so it's thicker. No, it's a dull. No, it's a bridal satin, but it's the dull version, so it's not so shiny. It's shiny enough, but not so shiny. So I have to take this stitching out, this understitching in this area so I can slide this thing up in here. So how are y'all doing and what are you working on today, if you're working on anything? I need to buy me a couple more seam rippers, because Lord knows I don't have enough. I need a couple more. I like to keep a lot of them. Anybody working on anything particular? I do plan to make my suit that I'm going to work on. I'm going to test out another, besides this one, I'm glad I tested this pattern out, and I'll call it a tester, even though it's not for me. I am going to try out another pant pattern that I can convert and add and put to a suit. Now, the suit jacket for this particular one, I don't know how I feel about it. I ain't for sure. I'm not sure about this particular. I can't even look at the pattern. I'm trying to look at the pattern so I can decide. It's a double-breasted pattern, or double-breasted suit. The thing about it for me, it'll look good in the front, but if I can't fix it where it fits across drink code or what? Added sticker question. I swear that thing, Instagram does the most. I mean, YouTube does the most. It's telling me ask that question. Why would I ask that question? That's crazy. The thing about it is a lot of times that kind of shape, it may be too much crossing over on me, but it has additional seams in the back, which is always great for a curvy girl. The more, princess seams always work, usually work. You just got to know, where to fix it, where to adjust it. And I'm going to show you a garment that's in the corner that's going with these pants. That was a booger bear to work on because it was all chiffon. All chiffon. And it fought with me. I thought I was going to cry. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I felt like crying. I just didn't. So I'm tacking this carrier down. I'm only doing one row because I'm actually top stitch across it again. So, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to have to stitch that differently. Leslie just made a mistake. Great. I didn't sew in the right spot. So we're going to tack it down first, and then we're going to sew it together. How about that? That would make more sense, wouldn't it? It's in the right spot. It's just that I can't pull it too tight. So we're tacking it down first. I'm tacking it to the actual waistband, the front waistband, not the lining part. So I tacked it down in place. I didn't sew it both together, so it's still a hole there. Still a hole. You still have a hole. But we're going to close that hole up now. And I did that because I did not move. I didn't sew in the right spot. So I need to turn it over so I can see where the stitching is going. Because we got to make sure we sew it in the right space so it looks uniform and you can't tell that I actually took it apart. Let me take some stitching out. Sometimes the same exact thing you do. All right. I just had to take that understitching out a little bit further so that when I stitch it in place, I actually stitch it in the location I'm supposed to stitch it in, which can make a difference. I think I want something to eat. Eating light. I think I'll go eat me a grapefruit. I had one earlier and was good, but I may have to go eat another one because I don't want nothing heavy. I ain't been in the mood to eat much lately. And when I'm like this, I eat real light. Real light. All right, so now we have it in the right spot. Ha ha! In the right spot. Now we're gonna go ahead and do my other stitching I need to do so it stays in place and I can actually iron. I had my iron over here for the last few days, but it's hard to work over here in this corner. So I put it back on my desk on the work table. So we're gonna have to move, but that's okay. It's better to move than to not iron, because ironing is very important, especially on dress pants. I mean, pretty much everything. Oh, did I tell you? No, someone. You know what else happened, honey? And I said that shirt was a bear. We'll talk about the shirt in a minute. Let me get these pants done because I'm gonna feel better once these are done. So it's a lot of steaming that has to go on. So I'm clipping and pinning, as they say. I pin so it's pinned down, and I can go ahead and just iron. I am gonna do. I know a lot of times you would normally do like a different hand stitch. I'm not hand stitching these pants. I'm gonna actually stitch in the ditch. You may not be able to see it. I'm gonna stitch actually right here to tack my waistband down. But I want to make sure that everything lays like it's supposed to. So I've already ironed once, but Lord knows I'm gonna iron it again because I want it to stay. Okay. All right. Now I will have to iron it a couple times because it's gonna put an impression of the needle or the pin in the clothes. I know I shouldn't do it this way, but it's just gonna save me a little time when it gets over to the ironing board or the iron. If I go ahead and pin everything and clip everything, I think for the most part it looks really good. Well, I say for the most part it looks great compared to what it did a few minutes ago. How about that one? How about that? So I am planning to try to, on a regular basis, try to post my videos on my long form videos on Mondays, probably in the evening time. I haven't figured out a time I want to do it just yet. I'm still trying to get a routine together. But I think it's going to be Monday nights. Then, and those are like more current projects that I'll be working on. And then I plan to possibly post on occasion, not a whole lot, uh, on Thursday, but those are going to be projects I've done in the past that already have recordings for, but it's like stuff that's so interesting. Because one thing I do a lot of alterations. That's the other thing I do a lot of. Besides altering my own clothes, I alter other people's stuff. And sometimes them alterations is a booger. Well, there ain't. Well, yeah, they are. They are. I got two. Right now, I have three alterations. Three? Is it three? I think it's three I gotta do. I think it's three. I have three alterations. Or is it two? I know I got two. I have two. One of them's real minor. I'll probably record the other one because it's customizing a prom dress. That one I'll record. So I'm doing that one. And then I got to make 2 skirts. I make 2 skirts. I got to finish this one. I still have a corset to do for this design. And then what else? Then I still got to start on my stuff for my second project of Make 6, but it's not due till May. But I'm gonna try to get it done soon, because if I don't, I'm gonna forget again. And May is it's supposed to be posted May 15th, between the 15th and the 17th. That's my birthday month. I ain't gonna remember. I'm gonna probably be making something totally different by then. So I need some more peas. Oh yeah, all the way over there. So oh no, I don't want that one. That was the wrong sound, y'all. So just pinned it all the way around. And now I'm going to go press it. And then I'm going to have to pin it again to ensure. Hey, is that Keisha? And Tryon? If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. And I'm going to work on it. Say your regular name. Oh, your May birthday? Yeah, honey. Yeah, May 28th. Don't ask me how old I'm going to be, because I don't remember. That sounds crazy. But what I can tell you, tomorrow's my oldest son's birthday. So that means if I'm going to be 57, I think. I know that sounds crazy. Yep. I think that's how old I'm going to be. 57. Because I had him at 16. He going to be 40 tomorrow. My baby. I know that sounds so weird. My baby. You know, your kids are always your baby, no matter how old they are. Still my baby. Still my baby. 7th is mine, and 20th is my grand. Oh, we got twinsies birthdays. Yay. I'm gonna have to try to remember that. Okay, let's go over to the special place. Oh, great. I'm trying to put the thing up so y'all don't have to sit and look at my half my work. You can see some of the work I'm doing. But I gotta plug y'all up. My iron's gonna take a minute. So since it's gonna take a minute to warm up, because that's what it gotta do, is we'll talk about this shirt over here. Okay, we're gonna talk about this shirt. Oh, good. I can turn it around while I am working. Cool duckets. That works. Hey now. Hey now. How you doing? All right, so I'm not gonna be able to see comments, y'all. All right. So here is the top that I worked on. It's complete chiffon because there's going to be a bustier or corset, if you want to say, over it. You're not going to see. It's intentional. I needed this color because, hold on. So the corset is going to be out of the same exact material as the pants. And then I'm going to use embellishment. Where is, I'm trying to show the actual piece. Of course, the piece I want to show y'all is over there. Great. Came out the bag. So it's going to actually have a bustier that comes up to here. And of course, corset bustier here, whichever. And a tie in the back. This is the exact same shirt that I made for myself, but I did make modifications. This is S3002. And I did not do the hidden placket on this one. I went on and did I just use, I think it was piece 2. I think I used it twice instead of doing the hidden placket because I wanted these buttons to show because they're cute. But for this one, um, you will notice in the pattern, it has fish eye darts in the back. I decided to actually make it into a complete princess so that I can add additional fullness in here, and then also to allow me to really increase uh, the amount of fullness in the very bottom part, because the person is wearing it she has a booty, and I didn't want her to have to worry about that. I did do the same buttons on the cuff. I interfaced it once, and I should have went on and did it twice, but it's fine. But the reason why I picked this color is on the bustier is going to actually have this material going across the top. Let me pin it so y'all can see it because it's easier that way. The sleeve is in the way. What is wrong with me? I can't hold nothing. So I'm about to take another pin and try not to pin out myself. Okay. There we go. So this is going to be across the edge, and then you got the blue, what's it called? Dull satin or bridal satin is going to be covering the whole thing. She'll tuck the shirt in. The shirt will be tucked in, but this will be over the top. And so I was trying to make sure I found the color that really complemented the gold. And so that's what I was doing. We are doing a kind of a, if you've ever seen, which y'all should have seen it anyway, because it's old as dirt, but Janet Jackson Control, the video where she's wearing the white shirt, black bustier, black wide leg pants, that was the inspiration for this outfit. I'm just blinging it out more. So I'm putting this just on top. I was going to do more because I do still have more of these appliques, but I think it'll be too much. I still want the blue to shine. So that's why that came about. That's how that came about. So yeah, let's see what y'all saying. So I like it. Sometimes you got to step back when you're looking at something to see if it worked. I knew it was going to work, but I like it even better. The buttons came from Hobby Lobby, and they're great, like pop. It's a great pop. I'll say it's a great pop. Okay, it pops well. So I just got to iron this into place, and then we're gonna stitch in the ditch, and these pants are done. I do hate that I had to kind of, do it a little differently, but the pants are gonna be pantsing. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Of course, there was a lot of modifications to make sure they fit her. So the other thing different that the pattern does not have is the pattern does not have a dart right here, or a tuck, or a fold. It doesn't have it. I had to put it in hers because her hip is like a 60 and her waistline is like a 48. So she has the same issue I have. Everything ain't as easy. Now I'll tell you another thing happened with that shirt. I was just sewing and ironing while I was sitting over there at my little table tray that I was doing the ironing on. And I thought, okay, this is cool. And my head said, you need a pressing cloth. I hadn't been pressing that shirt with no pressing cloth. Had not. I was like, it's good. It's fine. I'm okay. Not a problem. And I was literally getting ready to finish the top up. Get ready to finish it now. You heard that. Finish it. Honey, how about I burnt the back quarter? I put a hole at the shoulder, like right here. But it was least on the small piece. So I just had to, of course, whenever something like that happens, what do? You have a fit. You have a fit. So that means you got to take 5 minutes. Walk away from it. Take a breather. Have some coffee or drink some water. And then come back to it. So that's what I did. I went and ate a grapefruit. That's what I did. Took a deep breath, drank some coffee, and said, it's okay. You have enough fabric. You can make it again. Just cut that section out or take it out and put it back in. That's the blessed part, that it wasn't serged, that I had actually been doing French seams on that shirt. So that's what I did. Look at that. Ooh. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So that's what I ended up doing. And that's cool. And I went on and fixed it and finished it off. It worked out. It worked out just fine. Trying to pin it in place so that when I take it over to the machine, I only have to do that stitching and make sure it does not come up. Now, the other thing I do like about this pocket is one of those where it extends all the way over to your the flap. So you don't have nothing loose up in here. It comes all the way over. It doesn't look like it, but it comes all the way over to the flap, which I do like about that pattern. So this is a matter of just press it really good, and it should be fine. And that's what I'm doing. I am using a lot of steam. The more steam, the better, because it's going to act right if you do. Yes, I still put pins in my mouth. I know that I shouldn't, but as long as I've been sewing, this is what I do. I don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I've made it this far. I'll be okay. I've learned how to not eat it, okay? I know people like, you can swallow it. No, I ain't swallowed it yet. So I'm good. It's just a habit. It's something I picked up as a young sewist. And I have not stopped. I try not to do it on camera though, so y'all don't see it. That's what I try to do. Try to not do it where y'all can see me do it. So y'all don't have to say nothing about it or remind me to not do it. I am so thankful these pants are looking like I wanted them to look. They look so nice. So nice. I can see it. I can see clearly now. The rain ain't gone, but I can see this clearly. You know, the funny thing is, I think for the last better part of 10 years, I had lost my ham for sewing. I lost it. How did I lose it? I don't know. I'll probably find it one day. So I decided to make one. And you know, I use this faithfully. And I mean it. See, I made it. I use it faithfully. I took some of that thermal material that you can get. I think I got it from Joann's before they closed. Not before they closed. I had bought it way before then because I was doing some other project. And I went on and made this. And I'm like, I use it all the time. And I mean it all the time. It's a great, it didn't take me long. Yes, there's polyester feel in here. It's fine. It's okay. I haven't had a problem. And that's recycled because it was from an old pillow. I know y'all like, what? Yep, I took an old pillow that was no good, put it in the wash so the fibers get washed, and then I used it to make my ham. I had the pattern for umpteen years, but never used it. And I said, "Ooh, I can go on and do that for myself," and it was a smart move. And I am happy I did it. So, does anybody out there sew? Do you sew? And if you do, what do you like to make? Like as I get done, the more I get done on this, the more I'm just like, ooh, these are pretty. Now I will tell you the fact because I was planning to make these out of a different fabric. It was just a matter of finding what I wanted. And I actually ended up going to Atlanta to buy the fabric because I needed it quickly. There was no way I could get something shipped in time for this particular project. And so my honey was on vacation and I asked him and he said, well, what's hindering us? Let's go. So we drove to Atlanta. I did go to one of the new stores there. I think it's Alpha something. I will say I wasn't necessarily thrilled by the store, only because the store I usually go to is Fine Fabrics. That's the store that I normally go to. They of course had moved to a new location, which was much further, and I wasn't as prepared for that. But I ended up we did end up still going to Fine Fabrics because it's just think of it, it's just a huge warehouse. It's a warehouse of fabric and notions. As somebody would say, haberdasheries. They had everything under the sun that you could think of. They had it. And the price points, it's worth, to me, it's worth going. I know some people would say, no, I would not drive to go get fabric, but being that there's at least, I say, 5, maybe 6 stores in Atlanta, fabric stores, and they're still large amount. There is Gale Fabrics. there is Fine Fabrics, and Gale Fabrics has 2 stores. There's another store called Rose Fabrics. Who else? There's Rose. I think there was something joint or something. I forgot what the whole name is. Them, and then there was one that I think she only has basically African print, but I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know if they're still open. I know I would like to go to that one to see if she has some African prints available, because I like to buy packs. I prefer to buy packs. It's much easier to deal with because I will use 6 yards. Not all at once, but I'll use 6 yards. Okay. It's just a matter of clipping a lot of strings, and these will be doing that. And do a hook and eye on the front. Oh, these pants look amazing. Of course, I'm gonna do extra pressing because that's who I am. Because I don't want to have any of the impressions from the whatchamacallit left. All I'm doing is rubbing out where it's an impression from the pins. I'm just rubbing it out. Steam it and rub it out. It'll basically close it up. Some people would probably had a fit if they seen what I did, but I done did this a few years. I know how to fix things. Don't stress about it. I just don't. Oh. Look at them. Okay, y'all can't see them now. Y'all too close. Y'all too close. These look amazing. Just let's go put this stitch in, okay? And then after this, I will be cutting out. Let's not fall on the floor because this likes to roll places. Okay. My chair likes to roll. Likes to roll. I'm put you further back so y'all can still see me. Plug y'all back up because if I don't, y'all may die. Or the phone may. So that'll be the next. Okay. Before I get too far. Okay, where the needle? Looking for a needle. So I need to do a little hand stitching. So the extension part that's on the pants in the front, I need to sew it up. I like to sew that part up by hand. But it's not much. It's like a half an inch. But I'm gonna go. This is where I'm talking about. I'm getting ready to. Let me put y'all on this side because I think the whatchamacallit is not that great. The lighting's not that great on this side. Oh yeah, so maybe it's a little bit better on this side. Maybe. We shall find out. How about that? Because sometimes things don't work out like you hope. Yeah, I think y'all be able to see it a little bit better. So let me not lose my needle because I don't need it to be on the floor. So right here, from here to about here, I'm going to do hand stitching because I'm going to still do the stitch in the ditch, but I want to make sure it rolls the way I want it to roll. So that way it's right where I want it to be. I was going to say, where did I put the pin? In my pin cushion. In my pin cushion. Let's see if I can see this. Sometimes I struggle. How about that? That was a quick one. This gives me a lot of motivation to get this thing done. I'm going to switch the camera around so I can see exactly what I'm doing. It may look a little weird. Maybe. Maybe not. It's just something. It's going to lay all the way down, ain't it? The phone is crazy. I know. Feel like my phone is doing the most. Hold on. Maybe y'all can see it. Can you see? Hopefully you can see. So I'm taking a bite, literally a bite. Wish I had a little bit more light. Almost like a shoelace kind of look. I'm biting one side and then come and biting the other side. Because if I do it this way, it'll pull in closer. If I do it right, you shouldn't really see the stitches. You'll see like the lace up or whatever underneath, but you won't see it on the outside. If I do it right, let's see if I do it right. Because I ain't did this in a while. My bites were a little too big. I was doing the, because you kind of don't want to catch a whole lot of fabric. And once you pass a certain point, you can use where you stitched at on the actual pants as something you pick up instead of picking up the fabric. So now I'm going to pick up fabric on this side. And then I will pick up a thread that I stitched. Ooh, I wish I had a little more light for myself, let alone y'all. I don't know where my other light is. Maybe this will help. So what I did was I was picking up on this side and I was just moving down. So you shouldn't see too much of it on this side. If I did it right. It's not that bad. Is it perfect? Probably not. Like now I am picking up the stitch instead of picking up the fabric. If it'll let me. Now I've probably gone as far as I should go. And I'm going to tie it off in a second. The massive heavy scissors I got. That is not the scissors I should be using, but oh well. They work. I'll do it one more time. One more again. Now I'm actually catching the thread and the fabric. I'm getting ready to make me a knot. I'll do it one more time because I don't want to lose this stitch. Come on. All right. Now I've done that. Not only sewn to here. I'm going to actually go ahead and stitch in the ditch. Now, it's probably not going to look the greatest because sometimes I don't like to do this part, but this is going to be the best way. And I'm going to lengthen my stitch. I shouldn't have any problem making it all the way across because I just changed the bobbin. I am taking my time because I want to make sure I am stitching really close to this band. I don't want to stitch on top of it at all. So I need to make sure I'm paying attention. Sometimes we rush the process when we need to take our time. It's one reason why I love this machine. I can go fast and I can go real slow. When I got this machine and I realized I can go about, I think, 3,000 stitches a minute. Of course, I turned it all the way down to 1,600. I think I'm at 25 or something now. but I can go real fast. Only time I go that fast is when I'm doing straight stitches, mostly anyway. I mean straight lines, not straight stitches. Duh. And I'm basically I'm not stopping anything, but I'm just kind of pulling things apart so that everything kind of stays where I want to stitch it. And I'm also feeling underneath to make sure, because I didn't pin it all the way, make sure that I am sewing across that band and that it's still tucked nice and neat. Ouch, pin's getting me. Okay, ouch, pins are getting me now. They coming for me, which is annoying, but it is what it is. I am so. Now, me working on the corset, I'm not going to be online because I have to really focus, because I am going to be drafting the pattern to fit. It's not meant to fit, but I got to make sure it's the right size and the right way. I do have all my boning, and I have another fabric I can use to as a cord to help with support of it. Even though I bought it to be on the outside, it's going to actually be used on the inside. And it's like, I don't even know what kind of fabric it is. I just know I ended up buying it thinking I was going to use it for this project, and it was the wrong color. But I didn't realize that until I got it home, which was not cool. Before I finish this out on this side, I need to hand stitch that right here. I have to pull that back because I don't want it next to the zipper. think I'm on, when I get done with this, I think I'm going to turn Embellished Life on. My Embellished Life. Watch that to do my corset. What YouTubers do y'all like to watch? I have a few. Probably more than a few. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. What I do is I play with fabric. I make clothes for me, myself, and I, as well as my family and some friends. And I do alterations. I hardly ever show the alterations as much, but I do them. If I could sew every day of my life, I probably would. I do need to show y'all a new outfit I have, but I haven't posted it yet. I think I got to get my video together. Hopefully that's the video that will be posted on Monday. And it's going to have a little bit of an insert about me going to Atlanta, and that's it. Because that's the outfit I wore. Oh, I can't even cut the strings. Ha! All right. We are done. The hem has to be put in, but I'm not putting the hem in yet. I'll do that when they get here, because that's what I like to do. Because what kind of shoes you wear make a difference on the hem anyway. But I think I may be able to get away with it for her. But we shall see. It may be in, may not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Of course, I got trim strings. They're everywhere. I did tie off, so I can see what I'm doing. I did tie off my darts. I think I did a back stitch over here. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this off. All right. You got to do a hook and eye, because that's what I want to do on these pants. I'm going to take out some that stitch. Why is there a stitch there? I don't know. I like to kind of look things over. Knock something on the floor. Ooh, these pants look so nice. Ooh, they're so nice. Oh no, let me see. Put the light. So I made sure I did the stitching really close. So after it irons a little bit, you're not going to see it as much. Hopefully y'all can see that. That was my goal, to be as close to the waistband line as possible. And it looks good. I do have to rub a little bit around the marking that I put for the fly front. I usually use chalk. I hardly ever use marking pencils, because every time I manage to use them, sometimes them ghost ones come back, and that drove me nuts. So it made it easier for me to just use chalk. But I know that sometimes it rubs off. I don't care. I'd rather rub off and I know it's going to come off than for it to stay and not rub off at all. Or not disappear. That would have me go crazy. I did serge these panels separately. Because it works. To me, it works better a lot of times on dress pants. That way you got room to play with. These are so cute. Now I'm excited to make a pair for me. I'm going to have me a pair. So I'm just going to find my hook and eye and put the hook and eye on, and we are done with these pants. Oh my goodness. Let's go see what they look like next to the lovely top. I'm going to turn y'all around because it's going to be easier for me to see if y'all there. Hey now, Miss Willie Rose. I love the color too. Royal blue is gorgeous anyway. Of course, I have to do some ironing. I always, ain't nothing done until you give everything a good press. Ain't nothing ready until you give it a good press. Nothing. So I gotta give it a good press and put the hook and eye on the front. And that's something that I do while I'm watching TV. So let's go over to what it's gonna go with. So if you had not seen, that is the top that I just finished. The top is, well, I finished it yesterday. 3002 Simplicity. Oh, I almost fell. That's not cute, okay? Not cute. This is just sitting on top. Maybe you weren't here before. But I am making a bustier or corset to go with this, and this embellishment right here is going over the top of the bustier because it's going to be a straight band across, and it's just going to hit like the top of these pants. So this is that cute? Oh my goodness, I love it. Like I said, I gotta iron it. Once I iron them and put the little crease, because I like to put creases in them. So I just got to go through and iron this really, steam, press it, whatever. Really good. But the pants look good on the inside as well. Of course, trim and strings. This ratchet thing going on right here need to be fixed. But for the most part, hey, I wish they were mine. Yeah, it's gonna look amazing. I can't wait. So now this is just an ironing thing. I'll start on the other thing. Now the corset, of course, I'm sort of drafting and I'm sort of not. So this pattern fits the person, the shirt, and it's pretty much the same panels. All I'm gonna do is literally cut off and shrink it down a little bit smaller and use it for my as my template. But I gotta focus because I gotta make sure I do it at the right spot. So, but yeah, the fabric, this fabric came from House of Fabric here in Columbia, South Carolina. The pants and the buttons came from Hobby Lobby. This fabric, I've had it several years. It's it was I made like it was an African wedding, and friends of the bride had to wear this. So I actually, if I could find the pictures, I'll actually post them. I made two. I actually ended up making two of the dresses. Two of the friends came to me, and I made a simple, well, not a shirt dress, a simple bodice dress with short sleeve, and I think hers was a pleated skirt, whereas the other one I did a off the shoulder course, off the shoulder top that was like 3/4 length. I think she had the short length, still short sleeve, and fitted across. And then we did I think a trumpet style or mermaid style skirt for her. And so it was, and they used, see, I'm using royal blue. They used a navy blue. And it worked out fine because the other fabric. So this was attached. That was on the edge of this. So that ran on the edge, whereas I just had to trim it off. I'm not using any of that on this fabric because after looking at it, this is enough, and she's short torsoed. So I want enough of the blue to show. So I'm not gonna add appliques and stuff like that to it. It'd just be too much. Too much. Too much. So yeah. Let me go and put this on. Now I know that y'all may have seen my short about a top that I made. We're gonna talk about that and then I'm gonna get off. Because I need as they say, I need a cleanser, a palette cleanser, something to give myself a break from blue. So sometimes I just like that. Anyway. So originally, this is the top I'm talking about. I made this top. This is, let's see if I can find the pattern. It's a pattern I've done. This is the third time I've made this pattern. Like the third time, I think. It's a McCall pattern. Okay, it's McCall 7838 is this pattern. And I did this view. It called for these bows. You can't see them. Let me see. It doesn't really show it good. Okay, you can see it better here. So that's the line drawn. So I made the top. And the top had these. So I still have the bows. So the bows go right here. It's supposed to be up here. It's supposed to sit up here. Where is it at? It goes right here. It goes right there. So when I put it on, I said, no, that is too much for me. And then when I put the top on, I love the base of this top. I really like because this is the third time I made it. But the difference is the other two tops, I did the short version. So one of them cut off in the front, like about waist high, all the way around. And then the other one, it dropped a little bit more in the back. Well, this one drops in the front and drops in the back. And somebody noticed that it buckled out in the back on this one because I forgot to give myself hip room. So I am going to go in and actually probably add a gusset on the side so I can release that buckling effect. But these sleeves, I don't like them. I know everybody else loves them and everybody else said keep them, but I don't like them at all. I tried to like them. I was like, everything else about it, I like. These buttons are Look, they look perfect. They almost match this other brown, but I got 5011 these buttons, so we're gonna be using these buttons up. So I really love it. And everything. Thank you. Yes, it's gonna be beautiful. And so I really love this top because I do have more of this, and I'm planning to make, if I have enough, I'm gonna make a pair of pants. If I don't, I'm gonna make a skirt. So, but the one thing, when y'all see it again, this shirt will not have these sleeves. What sleeves will it have? I don't know, but it won't have these sleeves. I mean, I love a bishop sleeve. I love this sleeve, this, which is not a bishop sleeve, and basically it's just a gathered full sleeve because it's pretty much the same width from the top to the bottom is the same width. Whereas more of a bishop sleeve would bellow out more at the cuff. But I don't want that. And I think the reason why, I'm gonna tell you why I think I don't like this. Because this is not a straight cotton. This has some polyester in it. And with it having some polyester in it, it is more stiff. It does not relax. It will be a great outfit. It could not wear sleeves that way. See, I don't feel, thank you. That's why these sleeves is coming off. That's why they're coming off. Because, I mean, I'll wear wide sleeves, but I noticed lately, any sleeve that has this bell, I don't wear those tops anymore. And I think what it is that my preferences to a style is changing. But the other reason, because I have another top that has, or I like it if it's more drapey. But I have this one dress that I made, and the sleeves are huge. And what I hate is the there was one, I wore it to church one Sunday. And when I wore it to church that Sunday, that was a Sunday we had a fellowship meal. Guess where my sleeves ended up? In some plate. I couldn't rubber band them down. I decided not to even help in the kitchen because of those sleeves. I said no. What's that? I like the sleeves. I think it adds drama to the top. Yes, it adds drama, but the fabric adds drama as well. And I would do a drama more so on a skirt. And I don't know. As of right now, that I'm not feeling these sleeves. If I find another like sleeve that, because I still love, I wish I could show y'all the other sleeve that I did, because I've made a sleeves. I did these sleeves as well. I like this sleeve better. I haven't tried this one, so I will try this one. And I'm unsure if I will like this one. Because it actually starts off the same way here, and then it bellows out. I may like it because it has a cuff to it, which I'm loving things with cuffs. Give me a cuff in a minute, I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper. Cuffs are nice. But oh, how about that? The shirt is in here. So this is the exact same pattern. Same pattern, different sleeves. See these sleeves? Now I did have to do a modification because my arm is fuller, and I had to actually, because it's a lighter weight, it didn't hold the drape. So I actually ended up put an extra stitches here, and it still looks good. It still looks good. But I'll probably do it like it's supposed to be if I use this fabric, because it will hold its shape. And that's the thing, it's about holding its shape. This one wouldn't hold the shape because you can see how relaxed it is, whereas this would hold the shape. So I'll see. I don't know. I mean, it happens. You know how it is? It's like you make something and you think you're going to love it, and then it's like, eh. I will still make 78, 38 again. I just won't do that particular sleeve because I didn't like the bow. I didn't like the bow. But I need to do something because, honey, I already have an Obi belt made out of the same material. I have a whip started for some brown pants, brown culottes, brown something. But I made the Obi belt. Which way I'm supposed to wear it, I don't know. This way. I'm not going to wear it with the top, of course. Not. Because the top is, unless I ended up with a, that's why I said I got to change the sleeves. Because I think the sleeves would take away from this. Now, this pattern I did. I watched one of the other sewing ladies do it, and she used a pattern from Mimi G. But of course, I had to make mine longer because I needed more. Because I think if I did it the length that it suggests, it would have stopped right here. That's where I added in. It would stop. So it wouldn't even had no hang to it. So I like this. I think I want to make a couple more, but I can do it as a bow, but I'm probably not going to do it as a bow. It's not me. I'm not necessarily a bowish girl. That's why I took the bows off the sleeve. Okay. I'm not a bowish girl. Hang like that. I want to make a chiffon brown. I have a brown chiffon that I would love to make a brown chiffon dress, wear like a tank dress on it, just plain, and wear the brown chiffon dress and use remnants of this fabric to do the sleeves, the collar, maybe even some covered buttons, and have it like maxi. I think that will really be cute, and throw this belt on because it even looks good with this. I mean, not the color, y'all. I know, but this is one of the patterns that was a tester. This is a tester dress, but yeah. So y'all, it is 11 o'clock, 11, and I still have this corset to do. And I am glad I've done as much as I've done. So I'm going to get ready to get off here. Let me read the comments because I can't read without glasses. That belt would be cute with a nice pencil skirt and a black. Ooh. Ooh. It would be. I'm going to have to keep, because I do have some. Oh, okay. I need to see her. Okay. Sorry, y'all. When people give me ideas, my brain start going like, I have squirrel moments. I'm sure I am not the only one who has squirrel moments. I am sure. I can take these scrap bows that I have that I am not using to make some cuffs, make a top. Because I think the chiffon was right here. It was, but it's not here no more. Y'all, you can't see my closet. You can't tell. I don't need to ever buy fabric. Ever. Ever. But I still buy it. I don't buy as much as I used to. Because I'm trying to work through my stash. So this is the brown chiffon I was talking about. Nice chocolate brown. You have a good night as well. So I'm going to have to think about that. I'm going to work on it. That'll probably be my next project, but I have Make 6 in 2026 to do, and I will be making a suit. I think I figured out the fabric I'm going to use. It is going to be in Cara, but I got to do some tester patterns to make sure the fit, like the pants fit good, as well as the jacket. I think I have an idea with the jacket. I don't think I have to test that one out because it's made for somebody with a whole lot of curves. Stacked on the ceiling. Oh, yeah, I have a lot of fabric in there. Yeah, hey, I should not buy any fabric ever. And I mean that because it's not all in this room. I have totes in places. But I've been so lucky my husband ain't told me to get rid of nothing yet. But I've been trying to sew it up. I'm doing good, but some days, yeah. So yeah, that I do have, like, your closets like this. I have a shelf that goes like this. So it goes all the way around in my closet. And I have fabric over there. I have fabric underneath. I got fabric everywhere. I could probably go to a fabric swap and not swap none. In fact, I have a bag full of fabric right now that I was hoping to drop off somewhere when I was in Atlanta, but they weren't open. I need to get rid of some of this fabric, y'all. And I'm not in the mood to sell it. That's the sad part. So maybe I'll show it one day. Maybe I'll see what I got. If you pay for shipping, you can have it. That may just be it. And maybe that's a thought. I'm going to have to put it on my list of to-dos. Okay. But anyway, y'all, I thank y'all for spending time with me. I done been on here an hour and a half. Oh, good Lord. Let me go on and get off here so I can stay focused. Yeah, probably so. Oh, I appreciate y'all spending some time with me while I finish my job that I've been working on. And I'm going to get to this other piece, and I'm going to get it done hopefully before I lay down. If not, it will be finished tomorrow morning. Y'all have a good one. All right. Bye, everybody.